priorities be shifting, and as I still make my way into the financial tech industry and weigh out my own personal desires through creative entrepreneurship, art entrepreneurship, I getting into a shift. Like it's a continuation from this is a continuation from the RT Biz and Chill episode, and the episode that has gone into the vault because it wasn't published, that I kept talking about knowing when and how to pivot your service or product. And I got kind of jammed up with, what, not necessarily what I was saying, but just the timing of things. So, storytelling advising, how I was addressing storytelling, wanting to do audits and workshops and advising for the fintech industry. I've since tossed that. And I am at my roots of illustration. Particularly, I've decided to explore a path that I had loosely looked into, I can't believe, almost 5 years ago, but namely in the realm of infographics and the value of that form of visual content for fintech. Because ultimately I learned about fintech, the very existence of this industry, from a visual content provider. Namely, they were doing a form of it called visual note taking, sketch noting, and that is something that I had originally wanted to explore. And maybe in some ways I'm still going that direction, but that's still not how I'm positioning this. In any case, welcome to this episode of Fintech Biz and Chill, the financial technology segment of my podcast, The Art of Biz and Chill, where I, Malainayo Bast, nomadic artist, shares my insights on entrepreneurship, my art business savvy, and visual content in the fintech industry. And so this episode is getting into the trajectory of my pivot, as well as the value of infographics in my particular approach. So originally, when I had recorded last week's episode, I was wanting to move full, I guess I can't even say full throttle ahead with this direction, because ultimately I need to learn how to do infographics. And particularly in my style of hand-drawn digital illustration. That is of the utmost importance to me, is being able to illustrate in my style in a way that I'm actually training in, but also, there's the added value of, the infographics, information graphics, and that I am visualizing whatever concepts need to be, I don't want to say transmitted, but it's, educating whomever the target audience is for the fintech brand that I'm working with. And even though it's not that I have completely thrown the storytelling advising services, I haven't thrown them away, I'm still positioning myself as a marketing advisor so that, those frameworks still apply for if they want a higher level of engagement, and building a campaign around the infographic or intertwining it into a upcoming campaign kind of deal, and still evaluating the opportunity for the visual content, because I had posted in the Fintech subreddit about what, I can't even remember my exact wording. It was something about like how people felt, how they felt about content marketing in fintech, and got over 2,000 views, but like comment wise, I guess they were a little shy. I'm new to the party, but this is before I decided to take the infographics route, so I'm gonna keep hitting them up with questions. But of the 4 or so responses I got, there was like a through line, and it's something that comes up often when you're researching anything about marketing or content marketing with fintech, is the communication gap or the education gap, where the company is speaking all this jargon that don't make no sense to the customer. Especially if it's on the B2C side. It's like the complexity is there, or it's just not that interesting. It may solve the problem, but it's just like, also, how are you breaking this down? But one thing, and I wasn't getting responses because I was kind of like poking at them to get specific examples of what they were saying in the subreddit, because they were talking about like the complexity and the jargon and whatnot. And one that kind of stuck out to me was someone had said, I'll link to the subreddit in the show notes, but they had mentioned how they want to see processes. I don't know what specific processes, but they said that, that's not available for, the customer, for the end user. And in the realm of like infographics and just visual content, the fact of the matter is like, yeah, the internet, SEO, everything is very much text-based. But visuals are always going to outshine text, because the information just transmits faster to the brain. It's easier to remember. And even more so when it's visually captivating and, just very outstanding. It's beautiful, because that is the purpose of art. Is one of the purposes of art is to engage, the human spirit and heart in the realm and mind, in the realm of beauty. These things are important to us as humans, regardless of what, whatever rhetoric may be said about artists and just whatever other nonsense that tries to dispute that. We value beauty. We value visuals. And when the visuals evoke emotion and memory, when those combine, what you are consuming or observing lasts longer. You can easily make like better connections on, what's actually relevant to you or your own experiences, or helping you to grasp a new concept. Like the main thing that sticks out is trauma. Like trauma sticks around because it is the emotional height of it grafts to your mind and into your nervous system and your body. And so shit that happened when you were 6 or, earlier in your bloodline is still within you, because that emotional loop was started and is connected to whatever kind of memory it is. The same thing, like, I don't think it's highlighted as much that, that's the thing with trauma, but that's also how, like, you have positive memories, is because it's a strong emotion and there's a memory, it's activating all parts of your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, that it sticks. That's a part of, like, even having a personal brand and branding, and the emotional aspect is that emotional resonance lasts. It creates, it makes you memorable. So that is, that's the appeal for me in going the direction of infographics. And even more so as, again, like a hand-drawn illustrator, not as a designer, is because I have a distinct style. And that distinction in being able to create, the visual narrative that will best resonate with the audience, where it's something that they want to share, and the people that they share with, like, they're more inclined to, like, look at it and to gather something from it, because they actually like looking at it, and then on top of it, it stands out. I find, as I'm beginning, because I loosely begun, like, I started gathering the materials, but I didn't really dive into infographics 5 years ago. Whereas right now, I got all these books in the library, and there's one particular, like, I know this book used to be at the library, and I guess they don't offer it no more, so I gotta buy it. Or maybe I did buy it and it's in storage. I gotta buy it again. Oh well. It's like, for the most part, I don't really see, like, there are renowned infographic illustrators, designers within that sphere, and even, like, in the realm of, like, visual note takers, right? My thing is that all the shit kind of look the same. Like, it's not like, oh, there's not an outstanding infographics artist. And given, like, in fintech, when people are recognized for their specific positions and their influence on the industry or at their company and whatnot, I want that level of respect and status with how I'm positioning myself in this industry. Like, I'm not, at some point, and I don't even think that was a part of, like, my design as a person. I'm not an artist who is like, oh, I sit in the background. No, you're going to see me. You're going to hear me. You're going to look at my stuff and you're going to feel it. And that's where we're at. And I see, like, I like putting myself in, like a lane where there's no competition, because it's easy. it's just easier for me. And ultimately, like, I guess because at the end of the day, I want my career accolades. I'm going to take the fast lane, but ultimately what matters most to me is producing my own work, which then brings us into, like, this is a work in progress as I'm developing these skills, as I'm developing my portfolio, and reworking my website for the 5th billionth time. But I am prioritizing, just because of the amount of time it's going to take me anyway to develop the skills, to develop the portfolio and everything. It's like, yeah, I could double down and get, some stuff started within a week. But ultimately, what's been itching at me that I may have talked about in the RT Biz and Chill episode is that I want to have my own something that I'm promoting and I'm putting out in the world. I don't just want to do services. And that's been like an internal struggle of mine where it's like, now I'm going back. Now I'm starting to apply to work in the workforce. Still looking for remote work, going into sales. But my whole thing is just like, from an entrepreneurship standpoint, because I have my own vision and my own stuff I want to put out, like my own ideas that I want to put out in the world. It's just, I'm ready to prioritize that. So that's faster for me to produce anyway and to potentially start selling than this service business where, it's a higher price point. And again, I'm developing this skill. So it's going to be a little bit for me to secure those clients. And the other thing is, like, I really want to put out a digital product, and on the basis of it being a digital product, like, the other appeal is like, other than it's being something that's mine and I don't have to check in with anybody really about what I'm putting out there, it's that then I'm creating the elusive passive income so that even, as I'm in the service, as I'm offering the service, I got the day job and everything. I can, like, it's a desire for me to make money every day. Literally, money is hitting my bank account every day based off of my own creation, all the more in my own audience that's getting it from me, the artist. Fuck yeah. And that is outside of fintech. It is a book that I am helping Black women. Like, I was like embracing escapism, but because it's called the Afro Feminine Escapativities Handbook. And it is a companion guide to go with the short story anthology that I am building and publishing next year. Because there's an entire experience that goes with the short stories that I curate. So because, like, I'm putting out these short stories, like, I'm getting back to that in September, I'm putting out these short stories every month. It's like I don't really have I don't have income from it. So that's why I'm making the book. So, that's going to be covered in the RT Biz and Chill episodes and then the standard edition Art of Biz and Chill episodes. But I just wanted to put that out there because that is my priority. But I am sharing my journey in developing these skills as an infographics illustrator on LinkedIn. And the further direction I'm taking it in is cause I just like making shit. Like, I like doing original stuff. So I'm playing with this concept called Infocomics, and then putting which, give or take, isn't completely original, but it's also like my approach to it and what I'm bringing together. But I am doing the Infocomics, and pretty much the concept I'm thinking is like, I'm taking one or two main topics and data points. So it's not going to be like a full length infographic or really detailed. It's just, I'm taking a quantity route to get the experience, but I'm sharing it on LinkedIn and potentially also my Substack, All Things Laniverse. I may make it a newsletter. I may include that in the newsletters or the podcast notes or whatever, put them up on my website. I'm figuring it out. But I guess, Reddit? Because I use Reddit for fintech. Maybe Twitter as well. I'm figuring it out. Like, I just made this decision today. But all that to say, like, LinkedIn is the main hub. So you want to keep up with that, follow up with that. I am also opening up for, fintechs, if they have a concept or something that they want to see me do, I'll do it. And it's like, yeah, that's something I could get paid for. So I'll create, like, I'm figuring out the details, but I may do like a couple of them for free just because I'm doing whatever the hell I want. So I'm not checking in with them. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Like, bitch, you ain't pay for you ain't pay for shit. So how you gonna get upset about it? And if you share it, like, give me my credit or I will track you down. So that just is what it is. But I also will be doing the info comics for my ebook. And then also for like travel UGC. So because I'm focused on, again, I'm prioritizing things I can get moving fast and potentially get money coming in sooner. And it's just my own personal interest. But like for the travel UGC, I'm also thinking of doing some type of info comics type approach to that. I'll get to that when I get to it. But, it shows the framework of what I can do in fintech just to show that, I know how to do the stuff. But it's like, of course, I want to get the fintech going. But I'm promoting on other platforms with my other projects. But that's pretty much it. As far as I don't think there's more to say on the value of the visual content. It's literally content is meant to educate and entertain, edutain your audience, and not just for generic shit. It's like make it like I'm in the business of entertainment, so it's like, yeah, it's meant to engage them and to be memorable. And on the flip side, it also helps your brand stand out and be memorable. And, of course, building trust. Everything's building trust. So join me for that. If you're picking up my vibe, you're feeling what I'm doing, by all means, you can also hit that donate link to buy me a coffee, buy me a tea. And things are in flux with Laneverse Works. That'll be updated by the end of August. And, I think I feel like I'm confident I'll have like some solid portfolio pieces at the end of August. If I get a client, maybe even 2 clients for the end of August, that's perf. And, of course, subscribe to this Substack, to this podcast that you can find on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. As far as like I'm making changes YouTube channel wise as well, and deciding how I'm moving there by the end of August. There's a lot happening in August. It's Black Business Month. It's gotta recalibrate. August seems to be like a big month for me for like calibrations, major calibrations. Cause like it's just a vibe. It's August 8th. It's the 8/8 portal. Got the spiritual baddie vibes. That's it. Thank you for your time. Be sure to comment wisely. If you want to send me a message, there's a link to the contact form with which to do that. You can comment on the Substack. Share with love. Consider liking. And again, subscribe if you vibe. I'll catch you on the next one. World class or bust. Malainayo out.